evening and welcome to our 9 p.m. English news brought to life by RTD. My name is Anna Farah. Month 4 start the school year beginning the high school classes. Natural catastrophe USA. Trump approved major disaster declaration for Florida. And now the national news. After the primary education, it was the turn of the secondary education, general and technical, to open their doors this Wednesday, September 7. A little more than 20,000 high school students have resumed their way to their school for a new year like no other since the enrollment compared to the last year has increased significantly. If we took a closer look at the difference level of course of the second level, which we are dealing with today on the first day of the school year, it should be noted that global around 130,000 pupils were registered for the year 2016 and 40,000 teachers for the entire territory, primary and secondary. It should be noted that about 19,000 people are enrolled in the general education and 3,257 technical education. The number of the teachers is exactly 1,000 registered teachers for general secondary education and 309 teachers for technical secondary education. Concerning the education, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has repeatedly mentioned his commitment to our school and his desire to place it amongst the priority of the state, knowing that it is the institute that generated the future cadre of our country. Thus, students and all on the side are not an essential asset and a capital and a potential for the future and development of our nation. On the other hand, learning must be consistent at all the time of the responsibility waiting on their shoulders. A student must demonstrate, amongst other things, diligence, hard work, seriousness, exemplary regularity. Continuing his tour, the Minister of the National Education, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, traveled to the Industrial and Commercial High School. The minister was welcomed on the site by the head of the school life, who gave him a complete update on everything. A meeting was held between the ministry and the official in charge of the close establishment of the Month 4 senior executive. The minister initially visited the deaf and hearing classes. He congratulated them on all their efforts during the course. This year, the Industrial and Commercial School will host a total of 2,044 students for 125 students. The Minister of Education expressed himself, saying that this school re-entry is still a first for us. The head are planning to welcome the pupils of secondary because there are lycees which have received the classes of the secondary and first. Tomorrow the key will host the terminal classes. We can say the terminal classes that we can say they come back this unfold will therefore allow novelty of this year. Still continuing on the second speech of the Minister of Education and Training, we try to make the selection of the best people today. The gift is one of taking and the classes in the best condition school excellence, even in the Croatian excellence school that we are looking for the motivation by only for the school, the normal classes, because now there will be a positive competition of all the school makers. All the chief establishments, parents and students should therefore go to the excellent school. On Sunday morning, one of the 100,000 children of the Republic made their school entrance on where the national territory. The total number of the people of this year is 135,000 now this year. The Minister of Education, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, devoted the traditional back to school tour the region of Al Sabih, where they traveled early this morning. A large delegation welcomed on the spot by the prefect of the region, Mr. Muhammad Wabari Assowe, and the president of the regional council. He visited successively the various establishments in the city of Al Sabih before heading the small town of Ali Ade, where a making ceremony, the official integration of refugee children in the Djiboutian education system, was organized. The representative of UNHCR, of the owner, executive secretary, representative of American Embassy, and the representative of UNICEF took part in this ceremony. The mass presence of population, as well as the customer authority of Ali Ade. It is the commitment of the head of the state taken in 2016 to the international community that we are making and creating this morning, concluded the minister. The prefect of the region spoke his mind about the government undertaking the promoting education for all the young in the country. He said that this project is embedded by his policy of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Umar Guelleh, to develop all the tracks, maintenance, reinforcement of peace in the region, especially school of the refugee children. The rest of the country, the different school establishment for the primary school of the region of Dikil has opened their door. Thousands of the people have recovered the class, and a few hundred of children attended by their parents. More than 5,000 pupils have begun their classes in good condition. For this purpose, the prefect Mohammed Sheikho Hassan, the president of the regional council, and the community, for the following up of the school activity from the Minister of Education, has carried out a tour in the different establishments to see the good condition of this input school 2017. As part of the new year school year 2017-2018, the prefect of the region of Arta, Abdullahi Darar Ukiye, and the chairman of the council, Ilmi Buh region delegation of education, visited several inspections of Arta region. It should be noted that the total number of students in category is 3,453. The police of Obok have completed an operation of interpellation of import selling in Obok region. 2 importers of 6 dealers and sellers have been arrested and transferred to the justice. Beg your pardon. The Deputy Minister in charge of decentralization, His Excellency Hamadou Mohamed Aramis, received today in his office the residence coordinator of the United Nations system in Djibouti and the UNPD representative Barbara Nancy, who came to pay her a courtesy visit. Mrs. Fardousa Ahmed Ali, director of the Foresight and Territory Development, also took part in this interview. On this occasion, the minister welcomed the resident coordinator, ensuring her full readiness to anticipate cooperation between the two institutes. Minister Aramis successfully presented the mission of this department while highlighting the mission his ministry who succeed therefore depend on the frank collaboration of the sectorial department and other non-governmental institutions, including development partnership, in particular the UNPD. For her part, the United Nations resident coordinator and the UNPD representative Barbara Nancy thanks Minister Aramis for his warm welcome, which she said was a fruitful collaboration. And now let us move on to international news. Trump declared the state of natural disaster for Florida. Imran struck southern Florida on Sunday with a last 3 deaths, downgraded to Category 2 after touching land. The hurricane continued north. The passage of the cyclone in the Caribbean caused at least 30 deaths. U.S. President Donald Trump declared the state of natural disaster for Florida. Tools and lacking addition means to help the peninsula swept by the gigantic Hurricane Irma. Trump also announced that he will travel very quickly to Florida. Hurricane Irma was downgraded to Category 2 after touching land at Marco Island on the southwest coast of Florida. It is now heading north. Earlier in the day, he had it hit the Key in southern Florida. At least 3 people died. The depression of the hurricane should remain until Monday morning. The state of emergency in force of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina were extended to Virginia farther north. That is all for this evening news. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a wonderful evening.